We have some huge transfer news to discuss in today's video, as we are set to agree a deal for an attacker. Not only that, we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic have lost another young talent to the English Premier League, with 16-year-old forward Conall Glancy completing a move to Tottenham Hotspur's academy. Glancy joined Spurs as a first-year scholar in their under-18 squad, becoming the latest Scottish prospect to make the cross-border switch south. He had been with Celtic since the age of 6 and was highly regarded within the youth ranks at Lennox Town. We are delighted to announce that Conall Glancy has joined our academy from Celtic. The 16-year-old forward arrives as a first-year scholar in the under-18s, joining the 11 players previously announced in that age category this summer, capable of playing off the right or through the middle. Glancy had a prolific 2024/25 campaign at under-16 level, netting 15 goals. His performances drew interest from several clubs, but Tottenham have won the race for his signature. While the move represents a blow to Celtic's academy, the club will receive compensation for the youngster under FIFA's training and development rules. The departure follows the news that Mitchell Frame is set to join Aberdeen, as two promising youth products now move on from Parkhead in the same week. It once again raises the wider issue of talented teenagers departing before making a breakthrough into the Celtic first team, with clubs in England increasingly targeting Scottish academies for emerging talent. In recent years, we have seen many players leave the Hoops for development fees to head south of the border, the most prominent being Ben Doak. Celtic's academy has a strong record of developing players, but ensuring a pathway to the first team remains one of the key challenges, particularly when Premier League clubs come calling with financial packages and infrastructure that are hard to match. Now for the main story, as Celtic are in talks with Hammarby over winger Sebastian Taunekti. The wide player is wanted at Parkhead as Brendan Rodgers seeks to strengthen his attack following last night's miserable Champions League exit. Taunekti, 23, is a Tunisia international with 2 caps to his name, but it is in the Allsvenskan where he has shone with 3 goals and 5 assists in just 22 appearances so far. The Hoops are already in advanced talks with Royal Antwerp star Michel-Ange Balikwisha, following a long-running transfer saga that looked to have fizzled out before the club finally agreed on a fee. But Rodgers has always wanted 2 new wingers to compete with Dyson Maeda and Yang, especially while Jota remains sidelined until next year. Celtic have offered around £1 million for the playmaker already, we understand, but his Swedish club, currently second in their division, are holding out for closer to £1.8 million. The club is holding further discussions with Hammarby this week as they look to finalise reinforcements before the summer transfer deadline. The Scottish Sun first reported the interest earlier this afternoon, and Keltsar here can confirm legitimate contact has been made. In other news, Celtic's Europa League involvement has once again thrown the domestic fixture schedule into flux, with 4 home Premiership games now looking likely to be rescheduled due to the Thursday-Sunday turnaround the competition demands. The first fixture under threat is the visit of Hibernian, currently set for Saturday, the 27th of September. That game could yet remain on the Saturday, but only if UEFA allocates Celtic's European clash for the Wednesday night slot during matchday 1 of the group stage. Otherwise, it will be bumped to Sunday. A week later, Celtic are due to host Motherwell at Parkhead on Saturday 4th of October. That comes just 2 days after matchday 2 in the Europa League, making a Sunday switch almost inevitable. Kilmarnock's visit on Saturday the 8th of November also looks set to move. The Hoops will be in action on matchday 4, just 48 hours earlier, meaning the league fixture will require adjustment to comply with recovery times. The final home match likely to be affected is Falkirk at the end of January. Set for Saturday the 31st of January, it falls just 2 days after matchday 8 and could also be postponed entirely if Celtic reach the final of the Premier Sports Cup. Celtic will also see Hearts away on the 25th of October, Hibs away on the 29th of November, Falkirk away on the 13th of December, and Hearts away on the 24th of January, all moved to Sundays. This disruption comes at a time when Celtic fans are already enduring a lengthy spell without a home game. With a run of away fixtures and the international break, supporters won't return to Celtic Park until that scheduled Hibs match on the 27th of September, more than a month since the last home outing. Balancing European competition and league fixtures is nothing new, but with a squad already under scrutiny and points to prove, it's a test Brendan Rodgers and his players will have to meet head-on. In other news, John Hartson didn't mince his words after watching Celtic crash out of the Champions League qualifiers with a penalty shootout defeat to Kairat Almaty, branding the performance rotten and criticising the team's attitude over both legs. The former Celtic striker took to social media to vent his frustration, echoing what many supporters were already feeling after a gutless 210-minute showing over the two legs. "Celtic were rotten last night," Hartson posted on X. "No excuses. The first leg at home was a hard watch. Kairat looked comfortable. 100% complacency. Too many looking around, waiting for something to happen. Poor performance is an understatement. The lack of urgency, spark, and creativity over both legs was glaring. Celtic barely laid a glove on a side with a fraction of their resources, and the inability to break Kairat down, particularly at home, was what ultimately did for them. The manager hasn't even completed his coaching badges. While the board's failure to properly back the manager has rightly drawn criticism, the players who were given the task and failed to deliver need to take some of the blame too. Too many passengers, too little intent. As for the manager on a Premier League wage at Celtic, he should have been able to set the team up to progress into the next round. Complacency, as Hartson alluded to, is fatal at this level. Celtic thought they could get through this tie without being anywhere near their best. They were wrong, and now they'll pay the price. Lastly, former Celtic defender and current Partick Thistle manager Mark Wilson has laid bare the gulf between Celtic's European highs last season and the sobering reality of Tuesday night's exit in Kazakhstan. Barely 6 months ago, Celtic pushed Bayern Munich all the way in the Champions League and were seconds away from forcing extra time in Germany. Fast forward to now, and Brendan Rodgers' side have crashed out to Kairat Almaty without scoring a single goal over 210 minutes. Mark Wilson said on Sky Sports, "It's tough to explain. Of course, there'll be a lot of questions tomorrow, and there'll be a lot of fallout. The narrative, obviously, with the lack of investment into this Celtic squad, when you look through it, and the right-back's a young right-back, it finishes the game, a young centre-back, a centre-back at left-back. There are obviously questions that need to be answered, and there will be accusations that probably the Celtic board gambled on the players that they got to get them through to the Champions League stage. And it's backfired dramatically here. They've been poor over 210 minutes of football, created very, very little. Of course, Maida had a chance right at the tail end of the 90 minutes that he didn't take, but did they deserve to go through? Probably not. You think back to playing Bayern Munich and almost going through to the last 16. They were great on that occasion. This is the polar opposite. A lot of questions to be answered in the morning for Brendan Rodgers and Celtic. It's a long journey home for Celtic, who are running delayed as they make the long-haul flight back to Glasgow. They'll land a few hours late on Wednesday morning, but they'll need to recover quickly. The first Glasgow derby of the season is up next, with a trip to Ibrox pending on Sunday. While Rangers haven't had the best start to the season, Celtic are a long way off where they want to be. It will be no easy game, but they will be backed by around 2,000 fans in the away corner of the stadium. What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.